For me, it's about the law and people. How am I supposed to quantify the value of these things when I don't have evidence?
I'm sorry.
And how people can resolve their problems and just be better for it.
Justice with passion.
I always knew I was going to go into law because I tried to see everybody's point of view in an argument. You say one thing, she says another. So who am I to believe?
Justice with truth.
Either you make the decision or I make the decision. You won't like mine.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Vondell Ralph is suing Tracy Alcott in the amount of $5,440. Mr. Ralph claims he was unexpectedly fired and says his ex-girlfriend is to blame because she pretended to be him when she sent a scathing email to his boss.
Okay, Mr. Ralph, you are suing the defendant for $5,440 for damages you incurred due to her actions. And I understand that you two used to date, of course, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, so I met the defendant, Tracy, about a year and a half ago. Everything was going good. You know, I met her on a dating app. She's beautiful as usual. She's still looking beautiful today. Next thing you know, we went on a couple dates. After that, you know, we kind of stayed the night at each other's houses, whatnot. And then 2 months into that, she got into a argument with my sister. It was a simple argument.
Wait, back up. So did you say you moved in?
No, we did not. We lived separately, but we had keys to each other's apartment.
Oh,
and so
okay,
she would come by, she would cook me dinner. But 2 months into the relationship, she got into an argument with my sister. It was
not his sister, his friend.
Yeah.
His friend? Okay.
Your Honor, 2 months before that was my sister, and then 4 months it was my friend. She's gotten into multiple arguments with every female in my life. But she got into an argument with my friend Jasmine. I've known Jasmine since I was in elementary school. Like we've done everything. I was 3 years old when I met this girl.
Okay.
So I've known about her whole life, met her whole family.
Just friends.
Strictly friendship, Your Honor. Nothing out of the ordinary, just strictly friendship. But she did call late a couple times, and she didn't like that. And Tracy picked up the phone, and she just got into a verbal altercation with Jasmine. She was cussing her out, saying this, saying that. It was on FaceTime. So I jumped in, you know, I'm like, hey, stop. Like, what are you doing? You know, I'm trying to apologize to Jasmine. Yeah. And so I grabbed the phone, and I'm like, hey, you got to stop. Like, stop. Hey, Jasmine, I'm going to call you later. Like, I'm sorry about this. We'll talk about it later. Put the phone down, we sit back on the couch, and I'm like, Tracy, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you, like, this has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, why are you jealous?
Exactly.
Okay.
She's talking about why she's calling, like, late at night. Like, it was like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Like, I get it. Like, I'm trying to see it from her standpoint as well.
It's not that late, but okay,
I understand.
Right.
So then, try to escalate the, you know, situation, try to get her to calm down. Hey, you know, everything's okay. Like, let's move forward, you know, like, I'll talk to her. So the next day, you know, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It is kind of late. I need to set up some boundaries with my best friend. So I called her, let her know, like, hey, you can't be calling that late. Like, you can still call, you're my best friend, but don't be calling that late anymore. Let her know, like, told Tracy, like, what happened. They apologized to each other, and that was it.
Okay.
Good to go. Situation squashed. That was that. 2 months go by, everything is good to go, Your Honor. Like,
so
I'm thinking,
6 months into the relationship?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Everything's good to go. 6 months, she shows up to my job. Unannounced. Tracy shows up to my job.
Tracy shows up to your job?
Yes, Your Honor. Unannounced. I'm in the back working.
And you guys are just going back and forth still to each other's apartment, etc.?
Yes, Your
Yeah.
Honor.
You're exclusive? You're exclusive?
Yeah, we're exclusive. His sister.
What were the words that you had with the sister?
Okay, his sister came over.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, oh, you didn't tell me she was going to be here. And I was like, oh, hey, I didn't know it was a problem. So then she's like, why is this here?
So you naturally got insulted, and what happened?
And I started yelling, and I told her to get out of the house. And
to get out of his house?
Yeah, I mean, we
But
both.
it's not your house, so why would you tell her to get out of the house if it's not your house, it's his house?
She was disrespecting me, and he said nothing.
Well, that's something you should have talked to him about. If your sister did do that, that's offensive.
Your Honor, but my sister, she said in a joking matter. It wasn't the full-on cuss word. It was like, like it was a joke. Like it wasn't like, it was a, that's how she
but
talked.
still, she did call her that, and if they don't know each other, I can okay, so
You're right.
I'll give you a point, okay? All right, fine. So why did you knew his best friend was this girl, Jasmine?
Yes.
That they've known each other since they were 3 years old?
That's what he told me, Your Honor.
And that there's no relationship with them, right?
He says that, but I don't.
So that means you don't trust him. So why date him?
Initially, everything was going good. Like when we first started talking, we would go on dates.
And you guys were
every
at each other's
weekend.
apartment every other day or every day.
Yeah,
so
I have
why
a key.
continue dating him if you didn't trust him?
Trust issues. She got trust issues, Your Honor.
Did he ever cheat on you?
Nope.
Not that I know of.
Did he ever mistreat you?
Nope.
He never mistreated me. The thing that kind
Okay,
of
so
got
there
me
was-
not trusting him was the fact that he got really touchy-feely. He doesn't want to leave his phone anywhere. Anywhere he goes, he gets his phone.
That is every man in America.
But initially,
That
it
is
wasn't like
every
that.
man in America, and by the way, every woman in America. So that to me is not an excuse to be jealous. If he's completely committed to you and there's somebody else, there's no reason. All right. So you show up to his job. What happens at the job?
So I'm in the back counting inventory. Next thing I got to call up to the reception desk. I come to the front, and Tracy and Val are having a full-blown argument.
Coming up on Justice for All.
I was there to surprise him with lunch. She said, oh, are you talking about Mr. Fine? That's my boo.
So what?
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Vondell Ralph, who is suing Tracy Alcott for lost wages.
Who's Val?
That was the reception.
Oh, the receptionist.
Yes,
Okay.
at the company I work for. And they're having a full-blown argument. I'm talking about like yelling at the top of their lungs. And so I'm shocked, you know, and the first person I see is Tracy, because Val just started working. I don't really know her like that. But I pull Tracy outside. Tracy, let's talk. You know, Val, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Pull Tracy out. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is my job. Like, why are you, like, what are you doing? This, blah, 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 blah. Like, why is she talking to you like that? Like, what do you mean, why is she talking to you? She called you this name. I don't control what she says. Like, what do you want me to do about that?
What did she
Like,
call you? Vondell?
so,
I mean,
supposedly, she said, oh, you here for Vondell, the sexy one? Like,
so Val says, oh, he's the sexy one?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Thank you.
Actually, he wasn't there when the conversation was being had. What happened was I walked up to the receptionist. I was there to surprise him with lunch. I asked if Vondell was available. She said, oh, are you talking about Mr. Fine? That's my boo. And I was like,
So what?
if we're seeing each other, why is a receptionist?
So what? People have endearing names at each other at the workplace all that time. He's my boo. Oh, I love him. Oh, he's so sweet. She was probably affirming the fact that you have a good catch.
Right. But
So
when
then
she
you
found
flew
out-
off the tangent?
No, but when I told her, I was like, oh yeah, I'm his girlfriend. She's like, oh, I would never think he would date someone like you.
Okay. I wasn't there. I don't know if that's what happened, but obviously this is the third time. Isn't the third time enough for you to figure out something's wrong with this relationship?
So, Your Honor, we have chemistry, right? So,
Okay,
the good
aside
times-
from chemistry, do you want to leave in peace or do you want to live in crazy?
I've seen the good times of her, Your Honor. Like, it's not always like this. Like, there's times when
The common denominator is you, Miss Alcott. Something happened with the sister, something happened with the best friend, something happens with the receptionist at work. Who is the common denominator in all those three incidents?
My thing
Three.
is,
Okay, no more. Let's continue. So then you have a talk and everything seems to be fine.
Yep, just pull her aside. She goes home for the day. I go back in, apologize to my coworkers, get on with the day.
Okay. All right. So then what happens next?
So after that, you know, I get home, everything's cooled down, everything's good. So for the next, I would say month, everything's good to go. And then, fortunately, I try not to get emotional, but I had a death in my family. My pops passed away.
I'm sorry.
And Tracy was there for me. So during that time, she made sure that I had dinner. She made sure that she took care of me. She was there for my support. So that next, I would say, 6-month time frame, like everything was good to go. It was smooth, and that was the time that I was like, all right, we're on the uphill scale, and I really truly seen the heart and the passion in her.
Well, you're suing her, so I don't know where the heart and passion is. Go ahead.
And then 6 months goes by, so now we're at a year mark. And the year mark comes by, and next thing you know, I go to work, and work is terminating me because of an email that was sent. And I have no idea what this email is about. I have no idea who sent the email at the time. So I asked, my boss, hey, what's this email about? And he showed me the email. I actually have it if you'd like to see it. Mm-hmm. And in the email, the email states that I hate my working conditions, that I don't like my boss stinks, that I need to be at a better company. And so they terminated me that day. Mm-hmm. And I was confused, is this being real? Am I being punked right now? And straight serious face, he said, no, go home, you're terminated. So I left, went home.
So this is your email address?
That is my work email, yes, Your Honor.
And it was sent to your boss directly?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And
you didn't write this email?
I did not write that email, Your Honor. And my computer is at home on the kitchen counter. I have no passwords on any of my devices. So again, if I'm cheating or being sneaky, like why would I not have passwords on my stuff? Keep it on the kitchen counter, right? Logged in, so when I'm coming down, or if I need to check my work email or anything, I can. And get home thinking, oh, Tracy probably wrote that email. She wasn't there. All her stuff is packed up. So I'm like, okay, something's going on. She wrote that email. I gave her a call. I said, Tracy, did you write this email to my boss? She said, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. What? Like, you either wrote it or you didn't write it. Like, now I'm fired, now I'm
But she
terminated.
knew exactly what email you were referring to.
Yes, yep,
Okay.
maybe I did, maybe I didn't, was her exact words.
Did you write the email?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. And I wrote the email right after I went through his laptop and saw him texting multiple girls about sexual encounters that they had, sexual pictures, all types of things. So yeah, I got upset, my emotions got the best of me, but obviously he wants to paint this picture like I'm crazy and I'm delusional, but the whole time I'm right.
Your Honor, my mom raised me to know what's right and wrong, right? I know boundaries, I know lines. I'm gonna be honest, maybe I dabble by the line, but I'll never cross
If your
that line.
mom raised you right, why are you cheating?
So
When did I cheat? When did I
It's
cheat?
were the
on your
pictures-
laptop. Like,
what
what
were
are
the
you?
pictures that she found? It's really irrelevant.
I'm not too sure what picture she
There's
found.
a
Please.
girl laying down in her bra,
Okay.
panties.
So you just got really jealous and mad that you think he was cheating on you.
Well, I got the proof when I saw the laptop.
Okay, so what is the proof? Do you have it here?
I don't have proof of the cheating.
Did you delete it from his laptop?
No, I did not.
Okay, were they text messages from who?
There's Taylor, Christy, Jasmine, Erica.
Are you a player?
Not at all. Like, not, if I
Well,
give,
that's mysterious for her to make that up and all of a sudden do that. But regardless of the point, you were jealous, and what did you do?
Immediately, I started packing my stuff. I cried. I contemplating, wrecking, just tearing up the whole place.
Coming up,
Who fights when you go to your partner's job with a receptionist just because they call him boo?
you're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Vondell Ralph, who is suing Tracy Alcott for lost wages.
Why not walk out and just end it?
It's because he made me, he paint this picture telling everyone I'm crazy, I'm delusional.
Well,
And it
never
just
said
got
that.
a whole rush of emotions.
I
that
get it.
shouldn't
I
have
get
did
it. Women let their emotions get a hold of them. I understand that. Some men do as well. But who fights when you go to your partner's job with a receptionist just because they call him boo? I mean, who writes an email that says, "Good morning. I'll be short and straight to the point. I have a few issues with the deplorable work conditions we work under. First off, I blame your fat single supervisor for never upgrading our computers. And we have to inhale daily the horrible smell that comes from our supervisor's office. I only work at this job because I need a paycheck. I continuously look for a better job while working at this job." That's crazy. That is absolutely egregious behavior for anybody to do, period. You actually knowingly went on his computer, got into his laptop, opened it up, knew there was no password, got to his email work versus his personal work. You specifically opened a brand new email, drafted it to his boss, pretended to be him, drafted an email full of lies that you knew would harm him, and they actually harmed him because he lost his job and got fired on the spot.
Coming up,
Your Honor, he had already had many disciplinary write-ups.
I
from
really
his
don't
job.
care, Ms. Alcott. That is completely irrelevant.
you're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Vondell Ralph, who is suing Tracy Alcott for lost wages.
You drafted the email knowing this is exactly what would happen, just because you were so jealous and hurt. And he lost his job. Under California, that could be considered an actual misdemeanor and a crime.
May I speak here?
No, you may not. He could not find a job for how many months?
He was already about to get fired, and I didn't lie.
Excuses.
I have proof.
Excuses. You were the impetus for him being fired, and he got fired. Why are you suing him for $5,440?
Loss of wages. That was a whole month.
For a whole month. You have evidence of your paychecks?
I
I don't want to see anything.
Yes, I do. I have my pay stubs, Your Honor. And this all stemmed because I didn't want to move in with her. She asked me to get an apartment together, and I said no. And once that happened, all went downhill.
So this was 1 month of pay?
1 month of pay. Yep. I already have a new job, new different company. Yes, Your Honor.
Wow.
Your Honor, he had already had many disciplinary write-ups from
I really
his
don't
job.
care, Ms. Alcott. That is completely irrelevant. He got fired specifically because he sent that email. He told you, we received this email and you got fired. He had no idea what email he was referring to. I mean, I don't understand why people are so blinded by jealousy and do the stupidest things. Why?
It wasn't
Why
about
did
being
you do
jealous.
that?
I let my emotions get.
That's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
You can't let your emotions get the best of you always. Don't you consider yourself better or worthy that the best thing for you to do was just to walk out versus make a fool out of yourself and be petty and send an email full of lies that specific? I mean, you're lucky that he didn't call the police.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez.
I've had enough. I don't want to hear anything else. You're still wound up in what you're seeing. You're not understanding what this court is trying to tell you. You actually did something against the law. And because you did something against the law, which was impersonating him and sending an email to his boss, pretending to be him, knowing it was not true, knowing it would hurt him, guess what? Under the law, that's actionable. He lost $5,440 in 1 month pay. And it took him a month to find a job. Guess what? Under the law, because of what you did, that's actionable, and he gets $5,440.
Thank you.
So based on the evidence, I will grant the plaintiff's claim for $5,440. Whether you cheated or not on her, you should have known also better. Well, I don't know, because she's telling something and everything's unclear. But that, to me, is beside the point.
It's not the truth.
Do not date people, and the same for you, that don't make you feel like you're worth it. Period.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a hard lesson for you, Miss Alcott. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $5,440.
Hey, make sure y'all put locks in your phones, put locks in your computers, lock your doors, lock everything, because there's people out there that like to go through it.
Obviously, he's telling you guys to lock your stuff so he can cheat and lie some more.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.